Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. This is the Tufunzeni podcast, and today we are going to discuss about community engagement in schools. When you talk about community engagement, we are not just talking about the stakeholders outside the school setup, but we're also looking at the community that can be built within the school. That is, community that is built between the administrators, managers, and teachers, as well as the students. I am your host, Roseline Ogaye, and I'm privileged to be joined by experts in this field. And I have with me here William and Janet. I will give my guests a chance to introduce themselves. They know how to do it better than I do. William.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, she has decided to start with me instead of ladies first. So my name is William Kimaya. I work as the youth program coordinator at the Archdiocese of Nairobi. And I'm happy to be here and especially to discuss this topic today. Thank you.
Thank you. Janet?
Oh, thank you so much. My name is Janet Arusi Oudu. I'm a teacher by profession and I teach history and Kiswahili. I'm a high school teacher, that is.
William and Janet for making time for the Tufunzeni podcast. Now, in today's topic, what do you understand or what will you consider that makes you feel that some schools stands out than others? Janet.
Well, schools work differently, and in as much as all teachers have gone through the same curriculum or the same level of education, people are able differently, and this is whereby most schools engage the stakeholders, that is the community, to help them or foster good learning system in the school environment, especially engaging parents, alumni, and teacher talk, etc. So it's not a matter of a teacher on her own or on his own, but a collective responsibility of the stakeholders to work together. So it's all about teamwork. And this teamwork must involve the community, that is, and some organization if there is need to. Yes.
So to you, the schools that thrives well are schools that have a strong bond maybe with their community?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. William?
Okay, I think what makes schools stand out, I look at it from three angles. One is performance. Two is the infrastructures, and then also the population. I think if you just look at school, those are the things that we'll always look for. You will look at the population of that school. So if you're a parent and you want to take your child to school, you always look for that school that is outstanding. So the things that you look at infrastructure. If a school, maybe it depends with the classes, the structures, the field and all that will make you know that this school will stand out. The other thing will be performance. Of course, every school has history. So you look at the history of the school and then you see the performance. How has this school been performing? If it has not been performing, then it's not standing out. It's just there. And the other thing is the population. How many students are in that school? So, of course, I don't think there is any parent who want to take their children to a school with around 20 students. You will always look at, you'll value performance or that outstanding with the number of students. You see, we are used to where if the place is highly populated, then there is something good that is happening there. Yeah, so that's what I will look at, how the school is standing out.
Oh, teachers, we have a really, really hard task here, or a task to play, because now we've been told here that for a school to stand out, then the performance is key. And we have the performance, of course, is our job as teachers. So that one, we are not putting it on any other person, but we have also other things that William has captured about the infrastructures and the population that we may not have so much authority over, but we are still going to discuss and see how then can we ensure that our school has this, because again, we are the ambassadors of these institutions, isn't it? So as ambassadors, we have to see how can we bring out these schools that do not have infrastructures.
No, but I feel that still teachers, you have control over all that I've said. You have control over performance, you have control over the population, and you also have you have control over infrastructure.
We are coming to the infrastructure bit in a while, but I appreciate, of course, for population, we'll definitely have, because if you talk about an outstanding school in terms of performance, then the population will definitely come, because everyone wants to be associated with good thing either way. Who doesn't want to be associated with good thing? So then now, Janet started by telling us that for our schools to stand out, there are also several people that we have to bring on board to help us achieve these and to help us achieve good performance, because it can't be a one-man show. So let's look at a cooperative partnership then, therefore, in the community. What is cooperative partnership means to you in an institution setup, especially schools for this case?
Me?
Yes, Janet.
Well, cooperative partnership is where people come together to partner with school, especially private schools. Private schools are not governmental. Like, government don't know about private schools. So mostly they partner with NGOs and maybe foreigners who come to sponsor students in that area. So mostly partnering means coming together to help an institution or help in a way, or maybe bringing resources like books or paying fees for the less fortunate or the needy students. So the question was?
Now, what is cooperative partnership in a school setup that is both within and outside?
How is it helping school?
Yes.
Since most private schools, I'm talking of private schools because it's mostly private schools benefiting from this partnering thing. So they benefit because I've seen schools thriving from partnering with other non-governmental NGOs or something, or the community. Let's just with this, just some community, like people around them. A school is where we have to come together. Like, it needs community, it needs teachers, it needs students. It's not a one-hand thing for success to come out. And if all these people come together and put effort on the studies of the students around that school, then automatically the school will perform well, like it will prosper. Yeah,
that's true. William?
If I look at it widely, I don't think school only need corporate partnership. I think it's broad, and that's what we call community engagement. So if we open it up, because when you talk of corporate partnership, then it limits the level of partnership that we're talking about. But again, if we are able to open it up, then we are talking of community involvement, where we are involving the community, they are partnering with the school, we are involving the government that is partnering with the school. She has talked of the sponsors, we are talking of the alumni, we are talking of the teachers, even the school itself can partner with either the other school or even itself. When we talk of the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff, everybody coming together to collaborate. I think that is I can call it meaningful partnership, other than if we focus much on corporate partnership, because if we talk of corporate partnership, I think it might limit. But again, if we broaden it up, then we are going to involve in even non-corporate, whereby we are talking of the society at large. We're talking of the teachers. We're talking everybody who wants to collaborate with the school. Yeah.
And there is something that I've really loved about your explanation, especially the aspect of the schools that are thriving well coming back to support other schools, because we talked about some schools maybe not having the numbers, but performance is never determined by
It's
the
not
numbers.
numbered,
Yeah.
Mm.
So we can have schools. Maybe a school is having maybe 20 students. Let me use what William said, simply because of maybe the year the school was founded, and then when we get other schools that are already in the market and they're doing so well, they look at it like it's like you've joined from one, and you have. This is my school mother. This is my school father, and they're there. Of course, most of them were bullying us. We are not going to run away from the truth. But what was the ideal aspect of having the school mother or school father? It was to hold hands, isn't
Protect
it? To
you,
protect you, to provide for you the resources,
to show you
To
direction.
provide for
direction.
you the resources or to use your resources.
Oh,
Both.
Or unless it was different,
the
because
plan was
in boys'
to
school,
uh-huh.
it was to use your resources,
In
But
not to
girls' school,
provide.
it's both.
Okay.
They use, but majorly they use. But now looking at it in a school setup, now we're looking at it like the schools that are already thriving
Mhm.
should now look at the upcoming schools
To hold
to
their hand.
hold their hands,
Mhm.
isn't it? Because we see now, imagine if we only have the few schools that we have that are doing well, those are the only schools that we have. What population will they have? And the moment you get overwhelmed with population as well, then it also means that performance will definitely go down, because now the manpower or the teacher-student ratio will now be very minimal. So again, it is very important what you've said, and I really love, this is something that is missing in most of the setups. If you look around, we see we can get the donors and all that. A number of times we forget to look at thriving schools holding hands of these other schools. But now, yes, Kimaya, you have something?
No, I'm looking at that argument of the school with less student and school with highly populated. So if we say that highly populated school supporting school with less student, there are some students that they've set their structure that is it. I know a school like Strathmore. You see, joining Strathmore is one of the most difficult thing. I wanted to use a bad example, but let me not use it, a political example anyway. But you see, Strathmore University, not a university, but high school, how many students apply? I think last year, but one, there were over 5,000 students who applied, who wanted to join Strathmore High School. But how many were they? How many were they getting? They only needed 50. So then that means the school population is still very low. But again, what are they offering that everybody want to go there, but they're not just getting a chance, is quality. So even school with the, low population, if they are able to offer quality, it is a marketing strategy. They're marketing themselves. But if you have less student and you're still not providing quality, even if to say all the public school wakuja wa join, still they won't join. Why? Because there's something they're looking for. So even when we're talking of population, we're not just talking about highly populated, but again, with that population, what are they getting? If they are getting quality, well and good. Because you might have a school that is highly populated, but again, when it comes to quality of learning or study, there is still wanting. Yeah, so I think we can look at it, population versus quality that is being offered.
Quality.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Let me hear from Janet.
Well, my point is different from him. That is, it doesn't matter the population. What matters is the resources in school and the performance. And once you excel, the school is just a tract. So it doesn't matter the place where the school is. It doesn't matter the population. It doesn't matter. What matters is resources that are needed for learning to take place. So for me, you can be many, but still with zero results. It doesn't matter the population. Yes.
So if we go through the resources, now that you brought it up, and I love it, this is something that we see. There are some schools that they have good resources, honestly. And there are some schools that they are under-resourced, for sure. And we know such schools. So, and as you said, it doesn't matter the location. We have schools in the rural areas that
they
have
pass,
resources, and we still have schools even in the urban setups
with no
that
resources.
do not have resources. Now that you're talking about creating strong community engagement, how then can we, in your own perspective, how then can we ensure that the schools that are working on a very tight budget are still able to get resources, especially, even we have the wants and the needs. Yeah, so we are talking about what the school needs, because there are these schools that even what is needed is not there. Of course, they have the important need, that is the curriculum, but we have other needs. You're teaching agriculture, you do not have a field. So most of these things, I don't know how Alana will be able to imagine how sugarcane is grown. And, you want to talk about, maybe you're teaching home science, you don't have the facilities or a computer and all that. So how do you think that the community that we are building can help the under-resourced schools?
That is my question. Or who's?
Any can go.
Okay, so if I pick it up first, I think we were talking about collaboration.
Yes.
So if we are able, if the society is able to collaborate with the school, then all things, because I think all these things are available. So because you've given a very classical example that there is a school, students are doing agriculture, but they don't have land. Yet, remember, this school is not like an island. After the school fence, then there is a lot of spaces, there is land that is there. So if community is able to collaborate with the school, then I believe some are going to offer the space, or rather the land, for the student to do agriculture if it is really needed. When we're talking of other resources, I think the most important thing is if we have the student and then we have the teachers, that is the key resources in school. And then now what follows is this other thing that we're talking about, something like land, something like a field where they can play. You see, community has got vast land. And if the community can offer, because if it is their idea, if it is their project, then they're going to work on it. The only thing that is needed is that collaboration between school and the community. If the school is able to collaborate well with the society and community, then they are going to own the school. But if it is an individual or private school, and the owner of the school is clinging to the school without collaborating with them, with the community, it becomes very difficult. So I think number one is the collaboration between school and the society, and also the school and the government, because the government will help to intervene if at all the community around the school is not able to help, then the government will come in. So most important thing is collaboration between the school and the community and the school and the government.
Oh, interesting. Janet, in addition to that?
You've said, for example, a student is doing home science and they don't have laboratory, they don't have things to do home science with. That is, well, a school generally is somehow connected to community in all ways, because after all, who are our customers? The parents. Parents are in the community. So school is just community related, and they have to create a good bond for school to go far, like to excel. So if parents a parent might come, see agricultural students or agriculture student struggling with the projects and etc., they can offer to give a land, or they can offer to give a land or a space. I've said school and community are one thing. So definitely parents can just come out and help to solve some problems in school, e.g. providing the excess land. Not all parents are the same. Some parents are having the resources. They can refer someone, or there must be a way, and they can help in a way.
And this bond. Before I get to the bond part, let me hold it there for William.
No, I'm looking at it that Waswahili walisema kwamba mkono mtupu haulambwi.
Yes.
So there is no way I'll still go back to my point of performance. So if I'm a parent and I want to donate, I'm not going to donate to a school that is not performing. So if the school is performing, then I'll be willing, because I believe people are willing. There's so many people out here who are willing to support, but again, they're only going to support excellence. So if there's no excellence, so that goes back to you as teachers. So if you're not able to give us the excellence, we as the community, sisi kama wazazi, hatutawaletea the resources, hatutawaletea watoto, because in fact, even our students are part of those resources.
Yes.
So if we bring our student and we pay fee religiously, then you're good, because you're going to use that fee.
You need results.
For us, the only thing that we need is results. So we'll even say number one resource is the teachers. So give performance to parent, and then they will be willing to do that. So as much as history yote tukiongea, it will evolve around results. So if the results are good,
it should be a two-way traffic. A good result, and we are referring you to good sources. I mean,
because I will still agree with you, Janet. Let's look at it this way. You see, sometimes these results there is something hindering the results to come out. You know, you're talking about a learner who is trying to imagine things, and then we're talking about a learner who is practically doing this thing. But ideally, that is why now this conversation is really important, so that we can all look at ways that now we can bridge the gap. That is, because we've seen teachers, honestly speaking, and I really appreciate teachers on these. Teachers go out of their way. You find that they plant veggies on tires. They plant them on the sacks, the maize sacks and all that.
You improvise.
But they've gone a long way to do the improvisation. But you see, even the improvisation is still limited, because we are planting on maybe a flower vase. We've decided to use that as our farm. Can we do digging there? Ideally, no. So community, therefore, can help us, as you've said, and as William has said. But there is something that we really need to also address here on the bond that you've mentioned. Now I'm coming to the bond, yeah? It's a very key thing here. Why is it a key thing? You see, the bond that you're creating between the school and the community will make it easier to get the help that you need.
Yeah.
For example, among our parents, you'll find that maybe everyone that you need to support the project that you currently want to start is within your school, because our parents, they do different things, isn't it? So, talking about the bond, how then can we create this strong bond? Because remember, there is the trust issues that comes also with it. So the school wants to work with the community. Help us also understand the best ways that we can create a strong bond.
Nilikuwa nawasha nataka kusema teacher. Now, there is something that you started with. You said that there is need and want.
And want, yes.
So I'm looking at it that you see, there is that which you need, and there is that which is really important. So the school, there are things that you need, and there are things that you will want. So if you are able to prioritize, and then you are able to convince, because I think it's about convincing, because I remember while I was in school, of course, sitasema ni shule gani na venye niliperform, but there was that competition that I believe the then principal was very convincing, that he was able to tell the parent anything that he was selling to parent, they were able to buy it. So it is up to also the leaders, the wanaitwaje, PTA, CG board and all that. It is up to them to come up with ideas that are needed in school, and how you sell it to the society, how you sell these ideas to parent. That's what will matter, because somebody will come and sell to you a very good idea, and then how they are selling the idea will just make you feel that this idea imedidia pale. But kuna wale wenye hata idea ni ya ufala. Of course walimu hamna idea za ufala, but kuna zile tu idea za ufala, and then how it's being sold to parent, they will buy it immediately. So and that will, I think it comes with the way you've said bond, and then what is needed, and how do you sell that which you need to parents. Are you able to convince them? Are you able to tell them that this is your project, not our project? Because I believe most of the teachers are temporary. They are in this school today and then they leave. But are you able to convince parents that this is your project? This is a community project. When it comes to the school, it will be a community project, not teachers' project.
Project. Okay.
Number one way of making the school to be known, or
creating this bond.
Yes, or creating the bond between the community and the school. Number one, already automatically performance. Where there is something good,
people
come. Yeah. So you have to deliver so people see potential in their students. You know, a school always attracts students from that community. So if you're uplifting the students from that community, then already they're saying, oh, we are going far. We have to do this. So through that, it motivates them to do self-advertisement for you automatically without you even straining. There is no way you'll be failing the community. You're not in a good rapport with the parents and expect good result or them to talk well about you or about the school. So as you said, people transfer, etc., but that doesn't matter. What matters is the excellence of the school and how it has changed the community. So it's a duty of this school to change community positively.
Finally, Mumi agree na mimi, number one performance.
So once they see this, they get self-driven.
Always.
Yeah, they get motivated. Like, let me do this. This school has helped us. They'll even talk about it elsewhere, and people will listen and hear and bring more students. So you must first do well to attract good people.
Yeah. And also what Kimaya said, he talked about the school, this project not being owned by an individual in the school. So, you know, the moment we take it like it is my thing. For example, you're growing maize. I feel like the society then needs to see how this maize is helping. It's true, isn't it?
Yes.
Because imagine...
But hapo ni tricky kidogo, because this agriculture is for the student.
It's for
There's
the students,
no way,
yes.
There's
But
no
it's
way
not helping the
students are
community.
going to plant and then sell it to the
No.
society or the society eat.
Yes, William, I get you. But let's get here. Let's get to my point. What I mean is, we're doing agriculture. If the business teacher, you know, these subjects are also interrelated.
Yeah.
Business teachers may want also to collaborate with agriculture teachers and see what best can come from this agriculture. You've done this. Can we buy it from you and sell it to the school, and the school use it for the feeding program?
Yeah.
So you see, the money is still within.
So the feeding money to be catered for.
So you see now, ideally, it has saved the school some coins, and these coins, especially if they're now transferred to other things that are lacking in the school. When the parents come, because I believe there is always the teacher. Most schools we have parent-teacher meetings or parent-teacher associations, things like that, and then we explain to them. A parent donated an acre of a land, and our agriculture students planted maize. We got 10 sacks. Yeah. And then just a matter of the entrepreneurship program and all that within the school, the business class decided to, now it's like, they'll be thinking at it like, okay, so our learners are not just learning to do farm things, but we are also having other students who are also benefiting. You see, now they'll also think, and I've come to realize that learners own projects that they are completely involved in. And then you can now imagine a school now coming to purchase from them. Yeah. They're not sourcing it from out or selling it outside. But again, they can still take it outside and the school community can appreciate. For example, in my school where I am, we have one of the clubs that we have, and I really love the idea behind it, is the charity club. we have a charity club in my school, and I will not mention the name of the school, but we have a charity club that is running so well. So imagine agriculture students saying that now our produce is going to be taken to a children's home. That is school supporting the community. Janet talked about two-way traffic. So the community has given us the land. We've done what we needed to do. But now we are taking back our produce to the community. I think it will definitely create a bond, and other parents will still see the meaning in this.
Yeah, I think it's a good one, and only that we are all product of 844. But again, even CBC is doing it very well, because the moment that students are going to give back to the community, cleaning the market, doing all those things, then they will feel that, okay, there's something good being done here. But again, as teachers, you have CBC, you're supposed to do a community or a charity work, or whichever way you call it, a CSR. You're supposed to do it to the community. You're supposed to go and clean the market, the entire school. But again, what are you doing? Of course, you don't want to go out to get tired, so you just give a portion within the school. So the school is so clean. But again, when you go outside the compound, it's very dirty. But again, what if we are able to empower the students that, okay, CBC says that you are supposed to clean market at least once a week. Then you send them out. They go clean that market and come back, provided there is not a child labor and there's no misuse of manpower. It will work well, because the society will benefit. And if today the student comes and clean your area, what next? What do you think will happen next? You will be willing to support any activity that is happening. And so next, nasikia walimu sikizi mnaitisha kuku. So if a teacher asks for a chicken, you will be willing to provide,
chicken
because
is for projects. we don't
actually next project.
Yes, and William, something to add to your point is that when learners take part in community service, then they also own it up. Imagine this learner will not want to see you just eating a banana in the market and throwing the peels anyhowly when they know that they were coming to clean it. So, and with time, people grow. So they will definitely grow, and they'll become now the youth in the society. They'll become the parents, the future leaders and all that. And then that means that we are building a responsible leaders in future. So in next few years, let's say, because CBC is really doing so well, and it's just a matter of time, and we are going to see a whole transformation. We are going to see a Nairobi that is very clean, Kisumu that is very clean, Thika that is very clean. Name them, all those towns, because we are sending them out there. And they will say, imagine your child finding you eating maize and then you're just throwing the cob. They'll definitely tell you, Daddy, that is very wrong. Yeah. So let's keep empowering.
Now, as a youth program coordinator, you see, for me, my work is to defend the youth and the children and even these students. So why are we going to draw a line between child labor and negligence? Because now there is also a duty of that those who've been given, or rather who've been assigned to do that work. So if we continuously send students out there to go and do that job, I think there are also other ways apart from cleaning. It was just one classical example, but there is also another one that I've seen near the place where I live. Even the place is known by the name of the school. Why? Because of performance. And so everybody is proud of the school because of how it performs. So after in fact, it's performing in curriculum and co-curriculum activities. They go for festivals, they win, they come with their with their bus, they go singing around the estate. And so the entire estate knows that these children, they went for a competition and they won. And so as a parent, you will always want to associate yourself with that school. You, maybe during performance, you've emerged as one of the best school. So what do? You get your bus, go to the street, see maandamano, but again, showcasing what you did. And then with that, people are able to associate with that school. So I think there is several ways on how you are going to make your school known, but key performance.
And right now
And
we
this
also
performance will come with the, I think, collaboration between teachers, parent, and the student. They're the major stakeholders. Yeah.
And right now we also have other platforms that we can use to showcase our work. We don't necessarily
Social
need to.
media.
Of course, going around the estate is one of them, but we have technology. In our last episode, we were just discussing about integration of technology. So if we already well versed with technology, we can still show whatever we are doing to the world through our platforms. I think that is also something. Then there is something that I also wanted to clarify from William's point, because now I understand he's talking from a parent perspective, but let's understand this and get it right. Any parent watching this podcast, because teachers, we are also parents. We are not having child labor in school. What happens is all the practical activities are curriculum guided. They have syllabus. So if you have, the child has to clean, that is what the syllabus dictates. And actually there is a way they're doing it. So it is not just them going, or we're just going without a plan. CBC has strategized this so well. It is part of the curriculum. It is examined. So please never be worried that your child is just there to do the work. They definitely have to do it. Otherwise, no mark for them, because the marks have to be entered into the system. I think it's always also good to clarify this, because again, we have, as Mr. William called it, the child labor and what you do. It's just like a child doing major chores in the house.
I stand guided.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I really loved that aspect of bringing out everyone on board. We can have alumni going back to their schools, donating, some of these maybe resources that are needed. We can have, I was having a discussion with Mr. William prior, and I was talking about how about maybe our brothers and sisters in the CBC, and also some of them that are teaching, that is the Kenyan national curriculum, and our brothers and sisters who are also doing the international curriculum. We can still collaborate, because we have different academic years, of different academic semesters. How about maybe like this, the semester that has just ended, the international curriculum, they closed for July and August. And then our CBC, our national curriculum, we closed in July. No, not July, in August. Yeah. So how about maybe a teacher working in an international school going to assist the schools that are overcrowded, because we have classes that teachers need support. We know in government schools, we don't have assistant teachers, unless the school goes out of their way to get assistant teachers. But now somebody can go. That is another way of collaborating and helping other schools. Now, when it is the turn that maybe a teacher in the CBE is now on holiday, like, October, November, December is coming.
Yeah.
And I know we are looking forward to that. So how about you use all these 3 months to volunteer in an international school that their curriculum or the semester is still ongoing? In a way, we are still creating that strong bond. So actually within even the country, we won't have a big gap between the international curriculum and the CBE, because the gap has been closed so well through a community engagement, a strong bond that has been created between the two parties. But with that all, let's now come to...
No, in fact, I like the point that you've said, because I think it's even it's going well with what you've just clarified. If so that we don't leave school for teachers only.
Yes.
If parent can also volunteer. We are talking of alumni. I remember when immediately we finish school, then if you are so good in this subject, you could be called back to continue to go and teach, to go and support in this subject and all that. So if we are able to do that also, even now, then we will be able to understand, because I think it's a completely new shift that I don't understand much of CBC, and that's why I'll be here complaining about
the project.
The project that you're telling us to go and clean the town, yet kuna kanjo wenye wanafaa kufanya kazi. So if we are able to, if we are able to collaborate as parents, as the society, so sorry. They've said that during the holiday, so maybe you've taken your leave. Can you take a week? You go to school, help. If you're good in mathematics, you help, because maybe also some teachers are overwhelmed. So if you are able to collaborate well with the parent, so that's one way the school is going to collaborate. And how I wish even the police can do that, because it's going to build the rapport between between student and the police, so that you don't just see police as an enemy. Just if you see them, you just start running. But again, if you have them in class, they're teaching you, then you're building that rapport. Any other career, if they can do that, that during their free time they're able to volunteer at least 1 week to school, then we are going to build a very good society.
That reminds me of an experience. I have this parent in the school where I am that just came to ask voluntarily, like, I can come and assist. I'm just doing the work for free. So you see, we have these parents that can teach. I was told that a carpenter, a parent who is a carpenter, or a carpenter in the neighborhood who is not even associated with that particular school, can teach angles better than what the textbook says, or better than what a trained teacher can do. Because you can imagine carpenters, their work, all those, that's a great skill.
Yeah.
So we need those skills. So we can be there dying with a lot of workload, yet we have people who are just ready to assist. They're just a stone throw away. They just need us to just tell them, come. So can we, as school leaders, as teachers, can we just bring these people on board?
Tell us to come. Tell us.
Mr. William, I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you in my school soon. So that yes, it's a way that the teachers get to know, the parents get to know exactly what is happening in school. Because most of the time they're never in the picture. They're only called when maybe a serious thing has happened, and not when in discipline cases, for sure. We don't bring them on board when something good has happened. Yes, Janet.
Actually, this CBE thing, very few parents are understanding, even reading the report form. Meeting expectation, ME, AE, some parents are very illiterate and they don't know. So I think for this parent thing, we should keep them close. So that even if we ask for the money for projects and etc., or students going to sweep the market, student advertising. Like I saw CRE last year project was students putting billboards on effects of drug and substance abuse. And some parents don't get it. Like, CBC wako na vituko, something like that. They don't have the knowledge about it. So I think the school should just call parents and even walk them through what we are doing, so they can understand. Majority of parents are lost completely on this CBE thing. Very lost. So
if
they
you
should
engage them well, they will come into the picture.
Yeah, so they know they be part of the students' learning process.
But now, away from the parents, the community outside, let's now look at the community that we create within the school. Because I still believe that there is also, the community starts from the immediate family. And the immediate family in this education profession is the school setup. So in the school setup, we have the administrators, we have the support staffs, we have the teachers, we have the students. Sometimes teachers get burnout. How then do you think that school administrators can help create a safe space for these teachers that they can just go and unwind? It's necessary. We really need to unwind. We unwind without fear, because sometimes you've experienced burnout and then you fear, if I go to the staff room at this time and I'm found there, because the schools that are very strict, you don't even get time to relax. You take your tea as you walk around. You take your lunch as you walk around. And so it remains like teachers' well-being. So how do you think, let's discuss this, how school administrators can support? I can see William is really into this.
I'm not a teacher, but I just want to give
get that.
free advice
Very
to teachers.
important.
Because Waswahili wanasema kila mwamba ngoma huvutia kwake. So if it comes from me, I'm not a teacher. So I'll say one is what we've talked about. If you are able to collaborate with the society and you are the math mwalimu wa mao, teacher wa mao, so teacher wa mao may get somebody from the community who is helping him or her, then he or she will get at least some free time. One. Secondly, even the administrators, they should understand that teachers are also human beings and they need time to relax. They need time to at least unwind and all that. So we create some flexible timetable. And then pia teachers, when tunasema kujikomboa na kujijua, do not take like you're teaching from morning to evening every day. Love yourself. So you're not going to love your school because your contract doesn't tell you to die or to be finished by the job. Your contract says that you finish your job. See job ikumalize. So pia when you're accepting the subject, also give yourself room that you can negotiate. At least you take fewer subjects. And most importantly, let teachers have co-curriculum activities like team building. Let them go out so that they also feel that at least we are teachers, we are appreciated, and we are doing this. Because when they go for team building, when they come back, they are re-energized and they want to do it again so that they go for another team building. And if I was an administrator, I could be taking teachers for team building every term and a trip either outside the country once a year.
Outside the country, let's go international.
So munipeleke nikiwa administrator kwa shule moja.
If it was political, if being an administrator is political, I would have voted you in.
Yeah.
Yes, Janet.
Well, I was once a teacher on practice. I think it was 2024. And that school, we were told, you're not supposed to have earphones, even you don't have a lesson. And most Gen Z teachers, they're already with their headphones or something. And then we were told by the administrator that, no, you don't have to do this. So I'm like, are we in jail? Or are we? Seriously, we are all human beings. And we need time to also relax. And also, most administrators are so tough on teachers. Like, we should be just perfect all around. No, we should be left to do whatever you want to do in your free time. Secondly, as you said, taking teachers to trip or outside countries to see what Japan teachers are doing, to see what teachers in France are doing. Like, it's possible, not just being there all the time. It motivates. If you take me somewhere and then I come back, I'll be like, wow, it's nice. That is why most people always say teaching is boring, because you're kinda tied as a student in a way. So they should let people be and also let us mingle with other teachers, maybe through internet or going there and see. And as you said, the international teachers, there is a boundary between us and international teachers. I was talking of France, but next we don't want, it doesn't mean to be far away from the country. We can just go to an international school, all teachers, we see what they're doing, what makes them more important than other normal schools, to learn. We are always students forever. We learn every day. So if you tie us and be too strict on us in one setup, then we are not going to learn something. So we should be left to explore. Yeah.
I know your time is up, but again, allow me, I don't know if it is to interject, but you see, they say that you are the mirror of the society. Nyinyi ni kioo cha jamii. And whatever you are teaching is also supposed to reflect. So I'm imagining, you see the profession that we've chosen, it depends. Like my profession, haina stories a dress code. But again, imagine a teacher coming with the headphones, na simu, alafu naona anatembea hivi.
No.
So what are you teaching this student now? They also have their free time. So imagine at every student free time
They have
akona
headphones.
headphones surely. Hata kama mi ningekuwa administrator pia hiyo ningekata. So the professional ethics.
we
So
have to.
you see there are things that will tie you. So the profession that we've chosen, teachers,
That's
is
your
a
free time.
difficult.
That your free time is being paid for.
Yeah, your free time is being paid
It's
for.
supposed
That's
to
why
be
you are
used
supposed to be
productively.
there from 8 to 5.
Maybe
So
I'm listening to a lesson on YouTube.
No.
Like I just don't want to interrupt.
I think as much as we're looking for a space also to unwind, we also have to do it professionally.
Yes.
So we just have to do. Remember, we said that in our previous podcast we were talking about body language, communication, a number of things. Learners speak from how we behave, not even what we tell them.
Yeah.
So maybe you're listening to a lesson plan. Alana may take it differently because not every person will come and listen to what we said. So, but we agree that exchange programs are necessary. Team buildings are necessary. I hope my boss is listening to this because I want to go international. I want to go and mingle with teachers overseas so that when I come back, I come fully loaded. And I promise I'm going to learn. I am not going there for vacation. So thank you so much. And the last question as we end this today's session, for somebody listening to this, a teacher listening to this, they need to go back, or an administrator listening to this, they need to go back and start engaging the society, whether the school community or whether the community outside the school. What is one action that you will take if you are a teacher, even Mr. William, now that you're not a teacher? What will be the number one thing that you will come out from here and go do? The very first thing that you'll go do as a way of engaging the society in 30 seconds.
Oh, William. You're starting with me. Hapa tu ndio rules zilichange nakwanga ladies first. But again, the first thing that I'll do is involving the parent, involving society in everything that we are doing. So when you talk of involving the society, that include also the school management, the students, because if you go sell a project to parent or to the society without the knowledge of students, it's not going to go through. So start like lobbying. I think that's one thing that I'm very good at, lobbying. So you lobby at the school, you lobby at the teaching staff, non-teaching staff. Then if they buy the idea, then you go involve parents, then involve everyone. Involve them and tell them the importance. So involve them and show them the importance, why it is needed. With that, they are going to collaborate with you and they are going to be active in whatever project that you're doing.
Perfect. Janet?
Engaging parents in every step I make as an administrator, like enlightening them. For example, before asking for any money, like project money, they have to know, why are we doing this? So making them know or have knowledge about what we are doing. Because most parents, they're not even in their children's life, education life. So making every step with them together, like working as a team and communicating always. Also good performance. So I'd advise my teachers to shine first. Then we can attract.
Thank you, Janet. On my end, because I've also taken notes from this discussion, I will start a win week. Teachers need that space. I am a teacher and I know I need that space. So when I start win week in the school where I am working, I believe that teachers are going to get a space where when they shine in the class, they can come and share. So, and when you share with others, we learn from others. And then when we're also uploaded, we also feel motivated. I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for making time for the Tufunzeni podcast. This is something that I appreciate. And thank you so much for speaking to the society, the community, the teachers, the students, so that we know that we are all important. It is not the management and the students and the teachers alone, but parents are important. Thank you so much for the wonderful insights that you've given to us. Until next time, keep it Tufunzeni. Tufunzeni is one of the community that if you engage in, then I guarantee you that mbele iko bright. Thank you so much.